Hello.
We're recording.
We are recording. Welcome to episode 55 of the Fiber and Dice podcast. I am your host, Rebecca. I guess Charles is your host too. I always say that every week, like I'm the only one. Sorry, we're tickled. Can you tell? You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Engineers Falcon, and you can find our group on Facebook as Fiber and Dice Podcast. I was going to say Bluebonnet Fibers. Bluebonnetfibers.com is where you can find the show notes, which we're getting better. Have you noticed? More show notes. Like and look, I wrote stuff so that the engineer can type them up without having to rewatch it all and figure out what I was talking about. And there's rumors that the Girl Geekling is going to learn to edit the podcast. You guys might get lots more podcasts if I delegate like that. I think that would be really fun. Mm-hmm. She's very good at the filmmaking, very good at it. So I think she would be ideal for that. She has a lot more patience for it than I do. So, I said show notes. Yep. One other thing. Oh, my shop. Yes. Can't forget my shop. Bluebonnet Fibers on Etsy is where you can find all of my handspun. So, and more coming. I've got like 12 braids to put up this week. I'm so excited. And then next episode, there's going to be a sale, which I'm sure means you're not going to go and buy anything this week, but that's okay. You can wait till everything's up. So, your turn.
That was my turn, yes. I'm Charles. You can find me all over the internet as CS Gaiden.
You can.
And that, I guess, probably covers that.
Pretty much. Including, you can find him. He keeps all of our family stuff on Board Game Geek.
Oh, yes.
CS Gaiden there?
I am CS Gaiden.
So if you want to stalk our board gaming even more than you do by watching the last segment of this show every week, that's the place to do it. You can also see everything in our stash. It might be as excessive as my fiber stash.
Yeah, fiber, board games.
It's a good life.
That's kind of where the name of the podcast came from.
There you go, Fiber and Dice.
How about that?
Look at there. Something I have never asked you guys to do before because I quite honestly do not really care. But if you watch the podcast and enjoy it, would you go on iTunes and leave star ratings or reviews for it? Because I'm looking at some sponsorship and affiliate options, but they want to see that people actually watch the podcast and like it. So I would really appreciate it. I'm going to beg for stars and reviews for a few weeks. I would appreciate it if you would do that for us. So there. That's enough of that for now. Something new you will see when you go to the group that I'm really excited about. We have finally gotten around to starting an Ask Us Anything thread. You can ask us questions about homeschooling or games or what else? Oh, they're written down because I have show notes.
Yes.
Knitting, spinning. And my new favorite topic to talk about Disney World. We're back from our 5th trip to Disney World. And I have lots of thoughts. I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I did the math on that the other day, and that's what I came up with, but it's still surprising.
Oh, and I've got black in my hair now. That's the other cool thing that happened since last we spoke. It is semi-permanent, and my hair, it doesn't like dye real well, even though we bleached it completely white first, and it's professionally done, not on my own, because I have no talent in these things. It wanted to go navy blue, which is fine, because I love it navy blue too. But I think it's the coolest thing I've ever done. I decided since I'm going on 40 now, it was time to finally get my hair colored. Something besides blonde highlights. And I love the dark highlights, dark low lights, dark. I like the black better than anything I've ever done to it. So there is more black hair to come. Not all of it black yet. I'm still holding out hope that one day I will do that. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, it's the Girl Geekling. She had the most drama at Disney. Oh, she split a tooth vertically. I've never seen that happen before. She splintered a whole piece off, but it didn't come out. And she had to wait like 5 days to go to the dentist today for him to pull it for her. But it was a baby tooth, so it's all good. So.
She's much better now.
She is much better now, and she's very grown up. I'm just watching her prance through the house. She learned to straighten her hair tonight, so she's all like super cute and preteeny, and I love it. So, yeah, biggest news for us is Disney World.
It's awesome.
Thoughts? It is awesome.
You should go.
You should go. We did a lot of things we have not done before. and lots of things that were old favorites. And we ate at some new places, and we ate at some old favorites. Um, my parents treat us to these trips, or we would not get to be near as extravagant as we are. We wouldn't go at all. Um, but they do it in style. So we are very spoiled in our Disney experience, and we acknowledge that, but we love it. This time we stayed at the Saratoga Springs Resort Tree Houses. And I'm sorry, my Fitbit was making my arm itch. It was our first time to stay over there. We usually stay at
Wilderness Lodge at their villas.
And it's lovely, and we love it over at Wilderness Lodge. We've stayed there 3 times. The first time we stayed at the
Animal Kingdom Lodge?
yeah, wherever the
That is what
animals
it's called.
come, and we had a safari view, so we got to see the giraffes and the animals in the morning. And we loved it there, but not many places. There are 9 of us, and we like to stay in one room instead of multiple rooms, and not many places can accommodate that big. So we kind of,
Yeah. So
by nature of that, we ended up in the big villas because
Yeah.
that was the only place we could all stay together. So
Because these end up being 2 or 3 bedroom suites, as opposed to just having like 2 adjoining hotel rooms, which a lot of the other resorts will do. But it's not quite
my
the same.
mom's not a fan. She's really
So
not.
yeah,
So-
these had 3 bedrooms,
Yeah.
and then a large kind of central living area with a kitchen and a dining area and a kind of living room area. It had a fold-out bed in there
And to fold out,
and a fold-out armchair.
it sleeps 10, I think.
Yeah,
7,
there were
8,
one of the
9.
rooms had
It sleeps 9.
yeah one of the rooms had twin bunk beds. One had a queen, and then the master suite had a queen.
Yeah.
Queen.
Queen. It was not a king.
Queen. Yeah, it was not a
It
king.
was a queen.
Um,
But they are very nice. We loved it over there very much. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we ever stay over there again. We might end up back at Wilderness Lodge.
we did get a very good deal this time because they're doing renovations on some of the other areas, and Rebecca and her sister do a lot of research and calling around, and they're able to find pretty good deals. And one of our privileges from homeschooling is that we can go
During
outside of spring break, but still, we went, I think, the week before anybody's spring breaks start.
which, I will warn you, is stroller season. It is not spring break season, but it is stroller season, and the strollers are out in herds.
Lots of preschoolers.
But
It's fun to watch.
it was. They do not bother us. The occasional person who is completely unaware of the space around them and runs over your feet. I got trapped between a gentleman and his scooter and a woman and her double stroller, neither of which had spatial awareness of how close they were to me. And they kept getting closer and closer and closer until I had to step over their wheels as they almost ran into each other. And so, but other than a few incidents like that, stroller season doesn't bother us at all. And because it's a lot of preschoolers, there are fewer people in
Yeah, since
our
we're
areas.
adults
I would
and
say we didn't
preteens.
use near all of our fast passes this time. We used probably half of them.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
But we didn't wait more than 10 or 15 minutes for anything we wanted to do. Yeah. I think the only thing we didn't get to do that we wanted to do was
The
Toy Story Mania ride. And the wait for it was never less than 45 to 50 minutes.
Yeah, 9 of the times we were in that park.
So
We tried to get it early one morning, but we got there when the park opened. Everybody else had that same idea too.
Yep.
Because it's kind of in the back of the park. And so you've got to go around, and there's just like a flood of people that went that way. Yeah.
And
so we decided to go the other way.
We did. And we had a nice time.
Yeah.
We went and rode we started Star Tours that day. I had not done Star Tours before. I did it twice this time. It was awesome, except I couldn't wear my 3D glasses because I get so motion sick. Even with all the meds in the world, I would have puked had I put my glasses on. But it is not so blurry that you can't enjoy it. So, the only drawback to staying at the Treehouse Villas and out in the tree houses where we did, it's like a completely different resort, and I mean it's on the property, but it's its own section, but it's a good ways from the main resort. Yeah. A solid 15 to 20 minute walk from the front desk out to our
Treehouse.
treehouse.
Yeah, we were most of the way. the way the path stretches, it kind of comes in one end of where the tree houses are, and then they
Stretches
just
up
stretch out that way. We were most of the way towards the
towards the
far
back.
end.
I will say though that to get to the buses, there is a bus that runs around just the tree houses and then takes you to the bus stops in Saratoga Springs. We used that once and regretted it, and we walked the rest of the time. And even from our not great location, it was only 12 minutes.
Yeah, when we were walking slow.
We didn't rush at all this time. And we took breakfast this time so that we could have breakfast while we were getting ready in. Well, we didn't take breakfast. We ordered breakfast foods from Garden Grocer.
Yes.
They deliver to the resorts. The fees are very reasonable. The costs are all excellent. I did not find it outrageously overpriced. And the resort held it in cold storage until we could come and pick it up. And it was marvelous. We will do that from here on out.
Yeah.
And so then we could eat breakfast, walk, catch the bus, get wherever we were going, do any early fast passes or first ride kinds of things we wanted to do, and then we just hit Starbucks for caffeine.
Yep.
So it was really nice. New things we did this year. We ate at the Turf Club, which is the sit-down dining at Saratoga Springs. It was our first time, I think, to do pretty much anything over there.
Yeah, we hadn't been. I think one of the buses we rode to another park went through there one time or past it, but not.
Yeah.
We hadn't visited.
Yeah.
That not park resort.
That resort.
It's about the size of one of the parks. It's one of the largest
huge.
resorts. It's
got
really
like
spread out.
1,000 rooms or something crazy.
And they're all kind of arranged. There's a golf course. One of the Disney golf courses goes through that resort.
In fact, our walk in the mornings from the tree houses was through the greens, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
it was a
it was
beautiful
very
walk.
nice.
I enjoyed it. What other new things did we do? We went and saw Lanuba. That was Christmas from my sister. It was our first time to do a Cirque du Soleil show. She's done 4 or 5, and so she did that for everybody's Christmas this year. Let me tell you, if you have never done that and you are a Disney person and go, I would totally recommend it. It was
Or even if you're in Orlando, it's called Disney Springs.
Disney
now.
Springs used to be downtown Disney. I don't
Which
remember what it
is-
was before that.
You don't need a ticket to get in to the Disney Springs area. It's kind of like just a bunch of shopping and restaurants, and there's a Lego store, and
It's a lot of fun stuff.
it's a lot of fun stuff.
The
But there's-
Ganachery, there's a huge Star Wars Emporium, Galactic Emporium or something.
But yeah, and then at the very end is the Cirque du Soleil Stadium.
Tent, stadium.
Yeah, it
thing.
looks like a circus tent from outside.
It's a
auditorium.
permanent. I mean, it's a permanent
Yeah.
feature.
But that show was incredible.
I just no words. Just no words. I'm kind of a. I don't know. They were on. I don't think it was Fetch, but something that the kids watch. It was on years and years ago. And so I kind of got interested in it. I've watched lots of stuff online, and there was one on Netflix, and so I've been a fan, but I've never gotten to do it live. And the kids had no clue what to expect. And there was no way to explain it, except that it was just amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Trying to think what else new.
All the Star Wars stuff was new to us. We have not been
Oh,
since
yeah.
they closed Art of Animation, which I was very sad about. But the Star Wars stuff over there is very cool. Charles was in lots of trouble with the stormtroopers.
Took a picture of them, and then they decided they needed to see my identification. And they're just 2 stormtroopers walking
They're just
around this plaza.
parading around the plaza. And so they marched Charles around the plaza and fussed at him, and it was hilarious. And it scared Keegan. He went and hid behind the tree. I would have too at his
Yeah.
age,
Well,
totally.
and the day before was when they were pointing at him and trying to get him
yes.
to come over
And
too. I probably
they were
didn't take
like-
a picture, but it was very imperial
And,
and
yes.
authoritarian.
It was very much so. And my sister, they made her take a selfie with them. It was hilarious.
They were great.
We got to do the Kylo Ren meet and greet.
That was fun.
It was awesome.
Oh, we should have got our shirts.
We should have.
I'll grab those
Okay.
because they need to be seen. If you haven't seen them already on Instagram.
I put them all over Instagram. I was pretty proud of them. We got new shirts. Charles and I did. His and her shirts. This is the only time I will ever get him to wear a his and her shirt anything with me. They're not really up my alley, but totally, absolutely not up his. So I jumped all over this chance when we saw them, and he was like, oh, we need those. And I was like, yes, yes, we do. So, but they happened to be what we were wearing the day that we met Kylo Ren. Spoilers, just Spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen the movie,
Yeah.
wait till the t-shirts leave.
Yes.
This is my shirt. I love you. Can you guess what Charles's shirt says?
I know.
And so we kind of treated the Kylo Ren meet and greet as a family reunion because, obviously Leia and Han. So he fussed at Charles too. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Charles got fussed at all day long. It was awesome.
Yeah. And then, of course, 2 hours later, I come up with great things to say
Of
in
course.
response. But I just kind of went along with it during the time.
That meet and greet is really cool because and they're doing a lot of the new meet and greets this way. Inside, so you're not waiting out in line outside, but you're in a room and it's just you and the character and the photographer. So you go in, you take your pictures, you move on, and the next group comes through. And so that was great because it's like...
Yeah, it's very private.
Yeah, very personal.
Yeah. And then while you're waiting in line, and this is true for most of the rides at Disney, and they've kind of, like most of their experiences are like this, where even when you're in line, there's... well, for these, they had lightsaber props from the movies in a display case.
So cool.
They had Anakin's pod racer and Rey's speeder.
It was really
So
cool.
they had props all around for you to look at while you're waiting in line. And then like they need to make the screen bigger, but there's a TV screen with like a trivia game with
Stupid
random Star
trivia
Wars facts. Some of them were pretty obscure.
They were pretty obscure.
And
More
then we
hardcore
couldn't
than
read
are.
them from where we were standing some of the time. So,
Yeah.
But that was fun. And then a lot of their other rides will have things that are interactive or something for you to look at aside from
Just
the back of the
standing
person
there.
in front of you.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm really
I
impressed.
really enjoyed that. Yeah, at a lot of the rides, other
None of
other
us
trips.
had ever done Disney before we took the kids when they were 3 and 4. When my parents took all the kids. We're still part of the kids.
Yeah.
And so it was really, I was really surprised the first year how much I enjoyed it, even with littles.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. It was hard on the littles, but it was still a great week, enough that we wanted to go back in a couple years. And then 2 years after that. And then 2 years after that. And then we barely made it a year before we went back this time.
Yeah.
There is a short film about the making of Star Wars, like the story of Star Wars. I geeked out so hard. It was like discussing great literature. It was awesome. Talking about just the scope and what they wanted to do. There was very little mention of episodes 1 through 3, which I totally respected.
Yeah, they talked about where the series had been and where they were going. They had directors. They had J.J. Abrams and I can't remember the guy who's directing episode 8.
I can't either.
But they had that guy, the one who's doing the cartoons for Disney Channel right now, the
Rebels.
Rebels.
Disney Rebels. Star Wars Rebels.
The
On
director,
Disney Channel.
the director of the producer for the offshoot movie coming out late this year, Rogue One, yeah. So they had all the new creators and some of the old actors, and it was, this is what we've done, this is where we're going, and it was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And it made me and they were talking about, so much of the stories that they're seeing are parents sharing it with their children. And I was like, that's us. We've made those little Star Wars geeks. So, as you leave that, you go through an exhibit of lots of Star Wars.
All sorts of props.
All sorts of props and costumes and all sorts of interesting things. And then it drops you in the shop, which all the rides do. They all drop you in the shop.
They know how to market.
Yes. But the shop was cool, really full of cool things. I could have spent a lot of money in there. I didn't, but I could have. Because I already had the I Love You shirt. What else do you need?
Yes. Apparently you need the Darth Vader replica costume if you've got a lot of credits.
Oh, it was so cool. We got the kids' pins.
They say, they wrote down their name in English, and then they translated into Arabash, which is the Star Wars characters.
And then they got to pick under it like their class or their alliance and all that. And
so our daughter is a Jedi Master, and our son is a Sith Lord.
She's a
Jedi Knight, yes.
She wants to fight.
And our son is a Sith Lord.
He's a Sith Lord.
Yes, of course.
Because why not? So that was all really cool. I was a little skeptical of how much their closing to bring in the Star Wars stuff. Not because I'm skeptical of the Star Wars stuff. I'm really excited about that. But I have to say, I think they're handling it really well.
Yeah.
And from some of the things I read online, I thought it was going to be Frozentopia, that it was just going to be all Frozen all the time. I did not find that to be the case. I found it to be, and we did the Frozen sing-along for the first time in forever.
That was cool.
It was marvelous. And I'm a little burned out on the soundtrack because we listened to it forever. This was kind of the first time in forever. We haven't listened to it in a while, but
yeah, but it was,
no, the sing-along was really fun.
Yeah.
It was well done. So
it's live actors on stage, and then they have like the official Arendelle historians. Yes, so they're storytellers. So they kind of tell the story, and then a couple of characters will come out and sing one of the pieces, and then the story continues. And,
some clips from the movie.
Yeah,
Lots of little fun surprises.
Yeah.
It was really cute. They did a real good job with it. So we ate at Tepanito, which is the hibachi grill up above the Japan restaurant in Epcot. Epcot and World Showcase are my favorite part of Disney World. I love them so much. We started and ended there. Marvelous. Oh, Star Wars. I forgot my favorite part of everything Star Wars. There is, at 8 o'clock, when they close down Hollywood Studios, there is a Star Wars fireworks show, and it is the best fireworks show I've ever seen in my life. And I'm a big fan of the Wishes fireworks show in Magic Kingdom. I was skeptical when people said it was the best one ever, and it tells the whole story of the Star Wars universe with fireworks. And I was like,
it's only like 10 or 15 minutes.
Really? I was skeptical. It's awesome. I cried. I got all weepy and teary, and my eyes were all leaky because it was amazing.
They have some voices, but a lot of it's just the music from the different soundtracks. And it's synchronized. The fireworks are very, very well synchronized with the music. It was incredibly done.
Very emotional. So, Tepanito. We were there for the opening of the Flower and Garden Festival in Epcot, which is marvelous because there are flowers and topiaries and character topiaries all over Epcot. Lots of great food, lots of pop-up carts. In fact, the first day we went through, when we started, there was nothing.
It hadn't started
yet. And I was like, I thought there were lots more places to eat in the World Showcase. I was really disappointed because there had been all these little stands we'd wanted to go to, and they were not there. It's because they're part of the Flower and Garden Festival. So they were there when we went back at the end of the week.
Yeah.
We shopped in Japan. We always shop in Japan because they've got the Pokemon anime art games.
Yeah.
Superstore. It's amazing. I bet we probably spent an hour in there.
Yeah, easily.
And I think we spent more money there than any other one single place.
Yes.
So good times.
Mm-hmm.
We could probably sit here and talk about Disney for like the next hour.
That's all the episodes this month. It's just all Disney. Come back next week. We'll have some more.
But I would love for you to ask us questions about the trip in the Ask Us Anything thread because I would like to tell you more. Yeah. And I would love to know what you're interested in hearing about. We have lots of opinions on transportation and on flying and on where you stay and getting around and what you should do in the different parks. We did Spaceship Earth multiple times. It's the best ride ever. I might talk more about it next week. It's my favorite. So, I guess that's all the Disney for now because we're at almost 25 minutes. And I'm not sure anyone cares that much.
It really is more than just Star Wars.
It is.
Yeah.
That just happened to be. So much of that was new for us this time that we.
Yeah, that was the photo. That was like an entire morning for us. So.
And we could have done Star Wars-y stuff all day. We could have just kept doing Star Tours over and over and over. And we could have because the week before spring break, the end of February, early March, there aren't very many people there, and there was never a wait more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, might have got up to 15 at some point, but not. It was busy. Yeah,
so,
we were there. We've been there during busy, like peak
August.
Season weeks. Yeah. Unless you like heat, don't go in August.
I would rather never go to Disney again than go again in August.
Yeah.
I really would. August is miserable. So, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, what's in the Mountain of Conquered Things? There is a cowl. Would you hand me this? Did you know I finished this?
No.
I finished this while you were at work today.
Nice.
This is what I knit. I started on the trip, so I would have knitting in my purse, satchel, I carry around. Because there was some downtime, some waiting time on buses and such. This is from my handspun. It's called Mottled Mermaid. The fiber was created by LCB. And I spun it into a long single, and then I plied it with a silver thread. And I didn't put it in the shop because I was learning how to ply with thread and because I loved it. And I have made my third Father Time Cowl. This one's a little narrower. It wasn't as long, but I love it. Look at that. I love the color progression. This is such a good pattern for handspun. It's long, which is one of the reasons I like it for handspun, because the colors really you get to see the progression of colors. I don't know if I'm going to block it. It kind of wants to roll up, but I don't know, quite honestly, if I care that it rolls up. Because around my neck like that, well, obviously if I were going out in public, I would. See, I don't mind that at all. So, I am very, very pleased with it. I had a good time making it. So, it is full of Disney memories and of created by LCB memories. And my sister actually named the fiber for the shop. So, it's got sister memories in it. It's all full of memories. So, I'm very pleased with this. The only other thing I have finished, we took 5 weeks off school. I thought I would get so much work done. Charles has traveled a couple times. We did Disney. We've traveled as a family 3 times. Got nothing done. But I rested, which was really nice. During school breaks, I either usually work really hard on the shop, or I just, I'm planning school for the next week, or we're on a break because we have a trip planned, or we're on a break because we have lots of doctor's appointments, that kind of stuff. So normally I don't actually do nothing on breaks. I'm usually playing catch up. And I say I did nothing. I reorganized the whole house. I rearranged. I cleaned things out. I did all sorts of stuff. But I didn't just work on the shop like I'd planned, which I'm actually kind of okay with. But I did spin this. We're calling this Opalescence. The color was Mon Ami. It is a Fat Cat Knits colorway, and I am in love with it. I cannot even tell you how much I love this yarn. I'll be sad to see it go to someone else, but I will be happy if it goes to a good home. Do you want to love this yarn?
Yes.
Do you? Yes, you want to love
This
this yarn.
you want to love.
It is 60% superwash merino, 30% bamboo rayon, and 10% nylon. It is a 2-ply. It is predominantly a blue and purple colorway, but there's lots of pink and yellow and orange. And it is a gorgeous fractal barbel pole. It is going to knit up into something beautiful. It's approximately a DK weight. I got a very consistent 17 wraps per inch. This is one of my most even consistent yarns ever. Hello, cat. Kitty Tesla wants to say hello. Hello, Kitty Tesla.
And she's done.
Well, it's only fun if you can bother people. So,
True.
That I finished this, and I'm very, very, very pleased with it. What is Climbing the Mountain? I don't know what I'm going to knit next, but I am going to work on these socks for my sister. This yarn came from Twist Fiber Studios. I think it was a one-of-a-kind colorway. I'm not sure. I am knitting her socks. They are from the Socktopus book. They are Farmer McGregor socks. I'm loving this slip stitch lattice pattern a lot.
That was a weird stitch too.
It was a weird stitch. In fact, sitting reading it, it was not hard stitch at all. But Charles had to read it out loud to me, and once he read it out loud to me, I totally got it. So I just use my own recipe for socks. I'm using the pattern from that Farmer McGregor lattice pattern. Put the toe in that I normally use. I use a Fish Lips Kiss Heel. Tired. It's getting late. So the first one, I've got a good start on the cuff. So that is, I don't know what's going to go next on wheel. There is fiber on the wheel. I'd really hope to show it to you. It's Galaxy. I put up 4 choices on Instagram for people to vote on what I spun next, and Galaxy won. And so that was really fun. I think I'm going to keep doing that because I loved letting someone else decide and seeing what everybody liked. So it is, I would bring it over here, but I'm in the process of plying it. So it's very difficult to move without tangling yarn. So I will have it to show next time. So I think that's all that I'm working on. I don't know what I'm going to cast on next. I've got a couple of pairs of socks lined up, so I'm sure it will be another pair of socks and another cowl for my mom. So I just don't know which one. So next is Ducks in a Row. I have something very cool and new for Ducks in a Row. Okay. You know I'm a big proponent of bullet journals. I love them very much. But I needed a planner with dates on it. I was really struggling. So I've been looking, and I've talked about this, for planners. And I've been eyeing the Erin Condren life planners for a long time, over a year. And my bestest friend Ollie in New Mexico got it for me for my birthday. Even though that was in November, we wanted to wait till the new year to pick planners. So it looks like this. A goal without a plan is just a wish. And it came with, you can customize the covers. The cover just pops off. I don't know if you can tell that from here. But the cover comes off and you can order a free custom made cover to go on it. But this is how it comes if you want to order one and get it here quicker, which is what we wanted. After waiting so long, we were ready to have it. And I like the back. I like the chevron-y. We added bands, which are awesome because it keeps it all together. I am really pleased with this planner. One of the things I love best about it, oh look, I stuck my Lanuba ticket in it, is that it is a vertical planner. Oh my goodness. Places that you can buy things locally do not carry vertical planners. It makes me crazy. I cannot do the horizontal planner thing. I just can't do it. I love the colors. I love that the months have tabs. Oh, I turned it backwards. See? Well, there you go. Sorry, the boy geekling is very excited about something. The beginning of every month has a quote, which I like. I like little inspirational things. The beginning of every month has the monthly calendar. There's a sheet to make notes on at the end of the month. And it comes with a perpetual calendar and a handful of little goodies. It does have in the back a laminated two-sided folder, which is awesome. I've got my Hello Kitty stickers here that I got in the Japan store in Epcot to use. And then it comes with this clear folder in the back full of all sorts of sampler goodies of other things. And those are the other two band choices that we got. So I have to say, having a new fresh planner has been wonderful. I needed a clean, fresh start. I was frustrated. I was just getting very unorganized, which makes me stabby. So it's been nice to have. And my actual duck in a row this week is something that I've been doing for a while. In fact, I started it to some degree back when I read the Eat Your Frog First book. You can order this clips in, this little thing right here clips in. It's right into the spine, and so you can move it around, and it's gorgeous. And so do you know what I use this beautiful thing for? Because it's you can wipe it off. This is my Dreadful Things list. Isn't it pretty? I love pretty Dreadful Things lists. So this is where I write down all the things I don't want to do that I have to get done because the litter boxes have to be vacuumed around. Missed appointments. Canceling game night. We have to cancel game night. I'm very sad. And organizing the freezer. These are all dreadful things, but they're pretty. And I want to get them off. I want to get all the ugly things off my pretty little clip-in. So they're all here. They're together where I can find them. So I really, a few weeks into it, and I'm really enjoying it. Even more than I thought I would. We've done lots and lots of research. She and I research planners, every year or two. We try to find the newest, bestest thing. And I'm very pleased with this. So My ducks in a row is a very pretty or funny or ugly, some form of a dreadful things list. Put it on there. Make yourself get it done. Even if it's just one thing a week or one thing a day. Do something dreadful.
Yeah.
I don't have a media break this month. Or this month. This will not be the only thing this week. But I do have a I'm gonna wait on that.
Okay.
I'll add that segment next. I'm doing art journaling things, but I will add that segment next time because we're already at 35 minutes and I've got a couple more things to talk about. First, I have giveaways. Yay! This is for the hashtag Fiber and Dice Instagram. Fiber and Dice along.
Yes.
The idea is that you knit and you board game and you do them at the same time, or spin or crochet, whatever you do. Board game, card game, dice game. Fiber, dice. Gaming, yarning. Take a picture, put it on Instagram, hashtag it with Fiber and Dice, FiberandDice. And every month I will draw from the entries for a giveaway of a pattern from Ravelry for $7 or less. So I have 2 winners, January and February, because I didn't record in February because life. The January winner is Moon Rubber Yarns. She was playing Barbecue Chef by Playmobil and knitting socks with her little, and it was adorable. I love when I had lots and lots of pictures of families gaming this time, and it made my heart so happy. It really did. I love to see people playing with their kids. So, yeah, it did. I got a little emotional. And the February winner is KDLB, Christine, and she was playing Walnut Grove in February, and so she's a winner. You may win one time per calendar year, the pattern, but even if you win, keep playing, because at the end of the year, I will draw one winner, and I will spin something from my stash for you and send it to you. So that will be the December. That will all happen in not December. It'll happen in January of next year.
Yeah.
So, I think that is everything that is not
Gamerly news.
Gamerly news. We are not backing anything on Kickstarter right now. I don't think.
No, there's a couple things that have been very interesting, but we haven't backed them yet.
No.
And I think the escape room just finished. Your sister backed that.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
Excellent.
It's
An escape room in a box. So party night, except escape room style. So that was pretty cool. We like escape rooms. Have I talked since we did that?
I don't think so.
We did an escape room.
Yeah, because that was February.
We did an escape room in February. We went to Trapped in Lubbock, Texas, which it's our third time there.
Yeah.
We did the precinct one. It was my favorite one ever. It was awesome. Susan Denmark. If you've been following the podcast for a while, you know that her name is not actually Susan Denmark. She is Susan. She's my sister's best friend from Denmark. She was here, and so we went and did escape room with her, and it was awesome. Yes. It was so cool.
We were this close to getting on the leaderboard.
So close.
5 seconds.
Yeah. No clues. We didn't need any clues. Well, we had to get one help, but that's because the clue that they gave us was malfunctioning. Yeah. And so she had to send us a clue under the door to tell us the information that the malfunctioning clue should have given us. It was really cool. We had a lot of fun. We beat it. We are awesome. Yeah. We are good at those kinds of things. Puzzle solving is our group tends to. We tend to run in a group. They're pretty good problem solvers, so that's right up our alley. Kickstarter. The Ramona walk.
Oh, yeah.
I'll link to this. It was very interesting. I haven't watched the whole video, but have you?
I have not.
Okay. I will link to it. It is about a walking tour of
Portland.
Yes, of Portland, where the Ramona books, Beverly Cleary, are set. And some of the things from, I think, Beverly Cleary's life and from things that Ramona did and talked about in the Ramona books, which were my favorites. I love Ramona. I still love Ramona. I was so glad when the kids were old enough to listen to them. And Neil Patrick Harris reads not the Ramona books, but the Henry Higgins books.
Higgins is a different thing.
You are correct. So We'll post a link to that if you're interested in getting some more information about that. I think that's the only ones I've really
Yeah. There's a couple
Really
games
looked into.
that kind of looked interesting, but
We've got so many games.
yes.
I'm mostly out of
Including-
shelf room.
Yeah,
Including,
absolutely.
look right here above my head. This is a Kickstarter game. This is Cat Tower. This is the game of the week, is Cat Tower. It is exactly what it sounds like. You build towers out of cats. This is by,
IDW Games
I can't read.
and Pandasaurus.
Yes. Right.
They also brought us Die Monsters and Machikoro.
Die Monsters is right there. You can see the monster. Hello,
Okay.
I'm a Die Monster. This is 2 to 4 players. 2 to 6 players, 15 to 30 minutes. That is generous. I don't think we've made a 15-minute game yet.
It goes pretty quick. Well, I
And-
guess if you got stuck.
True. And it is ages 6 and plus. And if you look, the ages 6 and plus is a little fish-shaped birthday cake, little tuna birthday. Pretty cute. I would find all that to be pretty accurate. This is a dexterity game. It is tower building. You have these cat pieces. You start out with a certain number of them. I'm going to see if I can build a tower real quick high enough for you to see.
They come flat, but they are scored to be bent along so that they don't break.
Yeah.
Here's one that we haven't used yet. You can see where it's kind of.
The cats are adorable. I mean, like, really adorable.
Yes.
Can you tell me the other
I'm not sure you're
components
going to
in the...
get tall enough.
I'm probably not. But they do. They just...
Stack on each other, and then so you're trying to balance them carefully, and then basically you start with 6 or 7. Each person starts with that many, and then you roll this die, and depending on what side comes up,
You do the action.
do something. This one you stack 2 cats. This one you stack 1. This one you make somebody else stack your cat. Because if you knock cats off the top of the tower, you have to take 2 back into your hand.
So if they knock it down, then they take your cat and a bonus cat into their hand, not your hand. So,
And the idea is to run out of cats.
yeah, the first person out of cats wins.
There is another. Which one was it? This one. The
Excuse me.
fat cat side, where there are these flat ones, and you just stack them on top of the tower, and then draw a fish token. Just cat tokens. Sorry, and that gives you an additional thing, and it will say stack more or have somebody else stack yours. Or there's one. I can't remember which bag it is. Oh, it's this one. This one, which we kind of grew to hate, is the all cats were created equal.
So when you're the most dexterous person in your house and you only have 2 cats left and everyone else has 8 or 9 cats left, and then you pull them all together and divide them equally, and then you're losing. I wouldn't know.
This one, the Kickstarter version came with a couple of little mini expansions. I don't remember if they're going to be available in the retail copy or not. So we won't.
Yeah.
So there are extra ones in here that did that. But basically, it's just you go around, you stack the cats, and they're all adorable.
Mostly cats, except for the panda bear. And I think there's some dogs.
Yeah, there's like a chihuahua.
The occasional bonus. But the artwork is adorable. It's fun. It's easy. It's quick. Again, this is one of those games that there's not just a lot of substance to it, but we laugh a lot when we play.
It's very light and very fun.
It's fun.
Very easy to explain, pick up.
I have a
It's
child
just a
with
small box.
challenging gross motor skills, and he has enjoyed it, despite, he has still thought it was fun. So, again, that's not all of the rules. That's why there is a rules book. It does come with rules. You're not dependent on my little review tutorial, but
There's not many more because the rule book is
the
like
rule
4
book is
pages,
short.
including the cover. So
much unlike the game I will talk about next week. You want to sneak peek what's next week? Next week we will be talking about Elder Sign and some of the We're going to talk some about gaming in the Lovecraft mythos.
Yeah.
So that will kind of be the focus of next time. So we're right at 45 minutes.
Yep.
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll see you guys again in about a week. Bye.
Bye.